So today let's talk about the concept of the keto diet. Keto diet concept, keto diet is a diet wherein you reduce the amount of carbs, that is carbohydrate, into your diet to 5 to 10%, and then you increase the amount of protein to 40 to 45%, and amount of fat to around 50 to 55%. So now what exactly you are doing in the keto diet. You are decreasing the amount of the carbs, and what is the primary source of fuel or energy uh, in our body. So that is glucose, and glucose is mainly found in carbs. So now when we are making these changes in our diet, then you may think that we may feel some energy deficiency in our body, and we may feel tired due to lack of energy, but that doesn't happen. And scientists, or you can say nutritionist, they used this thing to burn fat in our body. Now you have seen many animals, they live in the places, or many humans, they live in the places where we don't have enough plants. For example, in Russia, you will see that there are not enough plants. They feed on protein, that is meat primarily. There are animals like fish, they live in sea, they are hardly any plant they could feed on. But now how these organisms are surviving? How these organisms are surviving? And if you will go through the prehistoric times in the history, you will see that we learned the art of cultivation at very later stage. And for a larger part of our evolution, we were feeding on animals. So then also we were not getting the carbs and the glucose directly. So during this period, when we were evolving and we were eating only meat and animals, at that time our liver, it had this mechanism to convert fat into glucose, and this process of converting fat into glucose is called glyconeogenesis. And this is what these nutritionists they did in order to reduce weight. They used this quality of our liver to make liver burn our fat cell. So this is the concept of the keto diet, which is primarily based on the process of the glyconeogenesis, where this liver has this metabolic flexibility that if it depletes all the glucose in the body, then it can convert fat into the glucose and then supply it as a fuel for making energy. Now one thing more which we can see from here, that is that do we really need glucose in our diet? क्या हमें ग्लूकोज की ज़रूरत है? क्या हमें ग्लूकोज खाना है? यानी ग्लूकोज इज़ लाइक primarily the source of glucose is the carbohydrates, and we Indians are the carbitarians. हम ज़्यादातर कार्ब्स लेते हैं. तो अगर if आप glyconeogenesis का प्रोसेस देखें, if you look through this glyconeogenesis process, then you'll find that the glucose, the carbs are not at all required in our body, are required in amounts in which we consume in India. So hence we can, what we can do, because when you eat this proteins are difficult to digest, uh, and the energy which is consumed to digest protein, that is uh, uh, very much, a lot of calories burned into that process. So when you have this option of adding more protein to your diet, and I think you should prefer protein into your diet, and you should try to reduce the amount of carbohydrates into your diet. So this was the concept of the keto diet, and the answer to the question, do our body really need glucose?